Hi, Thiago. Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Hey,
hello.
Faisal.
Shall we get started, I guess, Thiago?
Yeah, let's start.
Okay. Okay, I wanted to take an opportunity to thank everybody for attending today, as always. So we have a few things, interesting, exciting things to announce for you guys today. So I'm going to pull up my agenda. And I want to make sure you guys can see my screen. Do you guys see the screen?
Yep.
Okay, good. So site is live now. I was just informed that one of the links to the docs is missing, so we're going to get that sorted out. One of the things I am going to ask for our community is if anybody can send us some feedback on the website. Actually, just send it to Thiago. Thiago will let you know his his DM. He'll let you know how you want to receive how he wants to receive the feedback. But if you could submit feedback, give us your thoughts, how we could improve. We are
Is everyone else getting the internet cutting out?
Chopping
Yeah.
up.
Basically
Yeah.
chopping up a bit. Maybe if you just stop sharing the screen, it'll be better, more clear.
okay. Okay, so let me try again. If my connection is no good, Curtis, I'll ask you to just take over from me. So just let me know.
It's
How's
better
the connection? Okay.
Yeah, it's much better without the video being shared now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so anyways, I was saying that we do have a new minor upgrade to our website. We are planning a major upgrade to the website, but the major upgrade is going to be taken in consultation with our community. So requesting you guys to submit any feedback, take a minute. It's opty.fi if you guys don't already know. Take a look. Any feedback, please submit some feedback. Obviously, the more thorough and detailed your feedback, the more it is we can take action on it, and it's useful. So, and of course, the more thorough it is, the more it counts towards getting you qualified for our Super 100 program. Super 100 program for 2022 is officially being launched today, which means we're going to be spending the next 3 to 4 weeks prior to our alpha launch in selecting 100 users who will then become our Super 100. The Super 100 will be our closest community of users. They will be, providing us, working closely with us in designing the details of our products. As I've said before, OptyFi is a very flexible architecture of technology that you can build a lot of things on top of. We can build vaults for, core assets, for governance tokens, for LP tokens, reward tokens, DEX tokens, real assets, NFTs, and lots of things. Our architecture can basically incorporate a lot of those. So the question is, what products should be designed first and second and third? And for that, we'll be relying on our community. And the first part of our community we'll be relying the most on is the Super 100, who will have access to our alpha vaults, and also they will be entitled to some the best benefits we can offer on our user community. And this qualification will last throughout 2022. You will receive a NFT as being part of the Super 100 for 2022. And the NFT is going to qualify for you for number one, entry into our alpha vaults, but number two, surprise airdrops, and number three, boosted yield. So we're going to have a way for those who have the Super 100 NFT to have increased yield by using our products. In exchange, we expect these Super 100 to give us close feedback, help us design our products, promote us amongst different communities, and help us build a strong protocol. So the first possible chance to get some credit towards becoming Super 100 qualified is to send us feedback on our website. Thiago, please let everybody know how you would like to receive that. And beyond that, we'll just get into some quick updates from different team members. I feel our community should get to know our different team members individually. So we have a few people who are going to speak to you on a few things. Let's give you a quick updates on our yield strategies, our yield vaults. So you guys met David last week. David has some updated plots to show us of how our strategies are doing versus Aave. So we'll be showing on a week-by-week basis how we do against the most conservative baseline, which is Aave, and then we'll show how the strategies do versus something like Yearn. And recall that our alpha, or how much we are doing better than these other baselines, only gets better just by integrating new protocols. We don't have to actively, go and search for specific strategies and hope they work for a long time. As we keep adding new protocols to our system, we automatically get the best strategies in DeFi, right? So I'll share David, why don't you take the screen and show us some of the stuff you've been working on, please?
Sure. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, you're on.
Okay, perfect. So I just have a couple graphs to present here. So for each vault, we compared the optimal strategy across multiple protocols against a benchmark. So for this one, this is for our DAI vault. The blue line here shows the optimal strategy, and the red is the Aave benchmark, and we see we get 23% better yield on average than just putting it in Aave with OptyFi. So moving on to the next vault, we have USDC, 14% increase here. These track a little more closely. USDT, we have a 19% increase. And then here, there's a very large increase because the benchmark is very conservative here. And that's what I have to present this week. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'll hand it back over to Faisal.
Yeah, David, I got a question for a layman perspective. What are these spikes? Are these like whales movimentation?
Pardon?
Sorry?
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
What are these spikes? What caused such a high variation on
So these spikes could be caused by switching a protocol. So if a very sharp one protocol jumps in a rate very quickly, it'll switch. So the blue line will tend to spike more than the benchmark. But these spikes are typically caused by a large change in the liquidity pool. If there's a large withdrawal or a large deposit, they'll go up or down proportionally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the smaller the pool, you should expect to see larger spikes as there are bigger percentage changes in the total volume.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Also, Thiago, notice the numbers are not huge, right? It's going from 0.04 to 0.07, right? So it's not going from like 1%.
Yeah, the scale is fairly narrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could even probably do a log scale next time, maybe.
Yeah, to smooth it out. That's a good idea.
Yeah. But there's two things, Thiago, to remember. Is number one, we're only comparing right now to Aave, right? And then number two, this does not include reward rates. It does not include like how much token we'd be getting from our strategies. Because we'll also be switching not just to get the higher yield, but to also get the higher rewards as well. Now, one
Sorry, Faisal, your connection's got another again. It'll come back in just a sec.
And that's why one of the questions we're going to be asking in our poll today is, as we move to new chains, so when we move to new chains, we'll be able to rebalance frequently. So we'll be able to move, rebalance this quickly. Those are just 2 points to notice. Do you hear me okay now, Sean? Am I doing okay?
Your connection returned right when you said, and those are the 2 reasons.
Okay. The 2 reasons were that number one, we don't have a reward. So there's 2 things you should note. One is we don't have a reward token.
Paisley, you're out again.
The audio is choppy.
Cutting out.
I'll just be silent.
There, now we got
You
you.
came right back in to say, I'll be silent. But right when you started explaining again, it cut out.
Okay. Well, Curtis, why don't you take over? You'll do a better job than me anyways.
Sure. So, here we go here. So I was just going to speak a little bit about what we're doing with the NFT vaults and where the progress is going with that. So right now we're at the stage where Uwe, who's on this call, has pulled a ton of data from on-chain for various projects. We're mostly trying to look at what the top volume projects, top 100 that is, in the last 30 days on OpenSea kind of thing. And then we're aggregating all that data through a bunch of metrics onto screeners, trying to make some charts and whatnot. And then eventually the strategists and other roles within for the NFT vaults will have access to this data platform, and we can export the data. David can then do some machine learning analysis, etc. So right here, we've started to kind of build a little bit of a custom screener. This market cap metric, for example, is I'm taking the 7-day median price times the total supply of the project to get an estimated current market cap. And then we're ranking them. So as you can see, in the last 1 day, we aren't including CryptoPunks in this data set right now. But so you can see Bored Ape Yacht Club is at the top, which makes sense. And then we have a rank. So where did it go from yesterday? So if it's down 1, up 1, it's a little bit messy right now, but it's just at very, very early stages. And then we can create custom screener sets. So this is the one that I wanted from Uwe. And then we also have another kind of a metric with the floor, the percent of change in floor. This kind of stuff is pretty cool because when I go on OpenSea, I can just see a day or 2 back in volume, and this is up to date by as of the last hour. As well as we can kind of click on any of the projects, do a drill down analysis, see the floor and how that has moved over the last few days, and this kind of cool thing. This one's having a little, oh, there we go. So yeah, there's just little gaps in the transfer data right now, but we're just starting it off, as I mentioned. So this is kind of cool in that now that if you were interested in NFTs and the NFT vault kind of line, it's a good time to get involved if you're maybe not highly technical, because that stuff has primarily been done in building the data pipelines and stuff. Now we are going to benefit a lot from the community kind of talking about strategy and this kind of things. And what kind of metrics would be useful for us to track, add to a screener, what projects do you like, get into feature engineering even, this kind of thing. It'd be really cool if there's anybody interested, if you can go hop on over to the NFT Vaults and Strategies channel and can get a conversation going, and there'll be some bounties coming up in the future for this kind of thing as well. So the next thing that I wanted to show here is we were going to do a poll. So the purpose, I guess we're just going to try to get a bit of community feedback in terms of things like what chains we should go on and what people's thoughts are. So this is also going to double as just like participation marks for towards the Super 100 kind of thing. So I'm going to walk you guys through how we're going to do this. First of all, we will. So if you go to POAP channel right now, just above the community call here, I'm going to drop in a link that you can go to, which is the poll site. Okay. So I'm Curtis, and just message that poll everywhere link if you can put that into your URL, and then I'll follow along, or just follow along with me. So what I would like you guys to do is just sharing the screen. So you should come up to this page. I've already logged in, so it's saying update, but when you guys log in, it should say ask you to enter in a name. And so since we're going to be able to export these answers, what I would like you to do is just put in the Ethereum, like your wallet address that you would typically collect POAPs in, or the wallet address that you would like to be using moving forward for this Super 100 participation kind of thing. So I'm just going to click on my MetaMask, copy my address here, and enter that as my name. And then so click update, and then you should come to the first question screen. So there we go. So I've activated the first question, and if you're following along, so far you should see just one of these, and so we can click whatever one you'd like. So the question is, what EVM chain should OptyFi launch on first after Ethereum? Of course, we're going to be launching on Ethereum first. So what one would you guys like to see? What's your top pick? And the next two questions are just going to be what's your second and third pick? So what's your favorite chain that you'd like OptyFi vaults to go to next is the question here.
Are you going to fill out are you going to fill out your questionnaire, Curtis? I know it's
I don't
going to be
want
Polygon.
to. I don't want to create any bias thoughts. I'm just going to hide. I'll hide my screen.
All right.
So that here, I'll just show you guys. This is what in live time what's happening here. People are answering. So far, 50% of the votes have been cast for Binance, 50% for Polygon.
That's even more biased than only your response.
Yes, I guess. I just answered. So you guys can
I'm
tell.
voting for Avalanche. I don't like to see Avalanche with 0.
As
I'm
you're
trying to throw my weight behind Avalanche right now. Let's see what happens.
Are you gonna? Did you click on it, Faisal yet?
I'm still trying to get there.
Okay. Okay, so I'll just give it about 30 more seconds for people to get their answers in. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. Obviously, it's just preference, and your wallet address will just be in a CSV file showing who has submitted a response. And at the end of the community call, Thiago will go through this and be taking note of who's participating, who's responding to these.
Do you have to advance the questions, Curtis?
Yeah. So I was just giving people more time. So it looks like it's installed again. I'm going to deactivate that one. Okay, and so just give me 1 minute to load up the next question, and then it should show on your screen. Okay. So you should have a new question up. It's just simply your second pick. Like people are responding pretty fast to this one, so I'll just give it like 20 seconds here. Okay, I think we're all done with that. See no more coming in. So here guys, I'll just load up the third preference, and again, we're actually paying attention to this, so we're going to see who, like, what was voted as the most kind of thing, and this will determine some of our decisions here for all expansion.
Uwe is making a question on the community events chat.
Okay, what's he asking?
When you launch on a different chain than Ethereum, will you bridge between these chains automatically, or will it be isolated vaults?
Yeah, so the kind of in the roadmap is first step is going to multi-chain, so that this allows user to kind of choose which chain they're on. But in the ultimate goal is like a cross-chain solution. So we'll have integrations built into many chains, many pools within those chains, and if a user decides they want to deposit USDC, then the optimization engine will be looking across all the different chains that we have, all the pools within all those chains, and pick the greatest investment opportunity for USDC in the current time. So that might be Compound in Avalanche, for example, or it might be Aave in Ethereum. And so you can imagine this universe of strategies would be gigantic, and would be a very high probability that we'd be able to produce some alpha with this kind of capability over the market data kind of a thing. Okay, so I'm gonna end that question and create another one. So now we have kind of an idea of what kind of chains you guys would like to go to first in priority sequence. At the end of the day, we'll be on many of them, but which sequence we build in is pretty important, I think.
Can't these questions all be released at once, or they have to be done like this, one at a time?
No, yeah, it's I think one at a time. But this one, yeah, it'll be trying to move fast. I'll figure it out maybe for next time if we can do it very quickly. Okay, so this one is just a free response answer. You can put in anything you want. So this is a list of examples you may want: a DAI vault, USDC vault, etc. Or you can feel free to just make any suggestion of what vault you'd like OptyFi to launch with. Okay, so I got somebody saying DAI ETH. Somebody like USDC, they'd like a MIM vault. Have wrapped Bitcoin. Just leave it up for about 20 seconds. Again, no wrong answer. Just type in any kind of asset you'd like to. If you'd like to put your USDC in a OptyFi vault first and you want that product, then throw that in there.
Okay.
Or anything you'd like. And serves
If I
as
could also,
Thanks for your patience on this. I've made a couple mistakes.
go
on
for
this.
it, Faisal. What were you saying?
Look at
yeah, sorry, I would like to also request maybe pair like DEX vaults as well, like for down the road. Like, what are the pairs that are most interesting? I think somebody mentioned USDC ETH, right? So that's kind of going to be in our version 2 product where we have DEX vaults, like these pairs. So if you guys can maybe tell us what will be the first 3 or 4 we should launch in version 2. I think I heard USDC ETH, so maybe a few more ideas what people are thinking in terms of pairs as the most fundamental pairs.
Yeah. So there's people saying they would like a staked Ether vault, more ETH, DAI, USDC. Okay, just so 10 more seconds if you want to get something in there for these participation. Somebody may want to. Somebody proposed the idea of Euro stablecoin, some sort of Euro stablecoin if possible.
Okay.
A lot of people would like ETH.
Code, and I'll put it in. 6-digit verification code.
ETH, wrapped VTC DAI. I'm not even actually sure what VTC is actually. Unless that was a typo, maybe BTC. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next question. So guys, thanks for wrap Bitcoin. That person submitted last second. So this one is going to be like the same concept, but we'd really like to know the same thing for governance tokens. So here we go. Some examples of them could be comp, Aave, Curve, Wi-Fi token, bond, or anything you'd like. Maybe like Ohm, for example. It's not a very good example because it's not available in many places yet. So try to think of these governance token like comp that's available on many different protocols, and therefore there's many different rates that you can earn on it at any given time, because that gives the OptyFi product a lot of power. We're going to try to find what comp strategy is optimal in that time. So people
Also
are saying
staking opportunities.
Okay, yeah.
Staking opportunities like Curve, like CRV has good staking opportunities, multiple staking opportunities.
Mm-hmm. So getting a lot of Aave, comp, sushi, comp and Aave. Some people aren't interested in this for tax reasons. Some people want spell. So that, I guess, Curve, SDAO, sushi. somebody would like the ability to just have a multiple strategies going at once in one DAI. They don't care what governance token they have. They just would like a vault choosing out of all opportunities in governance tokens. Somebody like, yeah, so lots of Aave token. That's good to know. And Aave token is also going to be going on to Polygon and other various chains, of course, because they are multi-chain. Okay, I'm just going to give it 10 more seconds, guys, if you want to toss in a response.
So one of the things that I'd like to mention, am I being heard okay now, Curtis? Or am I breaking?
Yes, you're clear. Yeah, no, you're clear.
Yeah, okay. So the reason to have these governance token vaults is then our strategies don't have to harvest 100%. So let's say we do a strategy where we earn CRV. Currently, we actually harvest all the CRV and buy back. Let's say it was a DAI strategy. But in the future, we don't want to have to, harvest all the curve, and we want to hold on to some of it because it might go up in value, or we might be able to stake it. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to have our own like CRV, Aave, and other governance token vaults, and our like DAI strategy will become a depositor into our Curve vault. So that way everything is like, and then Curve vault itself will be optimized. Therefore, the DAI, even its reward token, will be optimized. So that's how we're kind of building out the ecosystem. But we can do these. We probably will be launching these reward vaults in one of the upcoming minor releases of the protocol.
Okay, so I'm just going to launch the next question. There's just three more kind of more oriented to NFTs now. So the first one, we were just wondering, do you think the Super 100 NFTs should be transferable? So you've heard the benefits Faisal mentioned at the beginning of call as well as last week. We are leaning towards a yes, but it'd be really interesting to see if many people think no. So you can see that the kind of the pros and cons here, pretty straightforward. If it were transferable, that means that the group would be changing. But it also means that there could potentially be an economic value to it. So on one hand, it could reward the Super 100 users in that they can sell theirs for potentially high value in the future. And at the same time, there's the cons is that we may want to have this Super 100 user group kind of as a defined set group of power users in the community, not just allow some investor with quite a bit of money to come buy an NFT and be benefiting. So right now I'm seeing a bit of a tug of war. A lot of people, there's no real clear answer. A lot of people saying no as well.
Can we share? Could you share your screen? We'd like to see the results.
Yes, sure. So right now we are actually getting a no in the lead. So you guys are saying, I guess most people would like them not to be transferable, and we would be sticking with the original group of super users for the year. We're thinking a seasonal thing again, so there'd be a new group in 2022. And it is good to keep this original group because they will be the group that's choosing the metrics and who we will be picking for the Power 1000.
And also, this is for 2022, Curtis. So this qualifying now gets you entitled for the whole year of 2022. And don't forget the boosted yield. This is like super product.
Yeah. Okay, just gonna give it a couple seconds if you guys want, if anybody's left in without responding yet. So I guess a lot of people are saying no, so we're gonna have to come back to readdress this internally and figure out what we want to do. So thanks for that. That's good to know. I'm just going to go ahead and create the next question here. So this one, as you guys know, we're doing this NFT vaults, but in the same sense as what we were asking, what were the first vaults in on the yield side, we're just wondering what categories of NFTs kind of interest you the most, even if you're not really interested in NFTs generally. I, in my strong opinion, think that you will be soon because this market is going nowhere and there's a lot of wealth to be created. So, there we go. I'm just going to share my screen again so you guys can see what people are thinking here. A lot of metaverse land. So, it's like the sandbox. Pretty cool stuff. Art and collectibles are like include profile pictures, CryptoPunks, generative art, all these kinds of things. Sports, you had some trading cards. There's a lot of cool things on the Earn protocol with like Muhammad Ali's boxing gloves, etc. Domain names also very popular in the market. Well, just going to leave it 10 more seconds. And then there's one last question. And if you've answered any of the questions today, you're going to get some points, but all of the questions even better. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. So before I actually put the next question up, the question is going to be, if we made a CryptoPunks vault, who would actually be interested in participating in this? So here's an example of a CryptoPunk on the Larva Lab website. I'm sure a lot of you know these are kind of the first projects, or very early at least, in the timeline of NFTs. They kind of really started out the whole NFT boom on OpenSea. Them and Ether Rocks are like the really known old projects, and we see some crazy prices going on these days and really strong performance even against poor markets. Like in the recent weeks, we've seen these the floor of the punks go up a bit while the rest of the market's taking a beating. So we were thinking we would have maybe one CryptoPunk in a vault that like the community could participate in, and we would have the community actually vote on which punk we would buy. So we would maybe propose a bunch of various options, and we'd have a vote on one of these community calls as to what punk we would buy, and be just held in our vaults. So this is one punk. If we see, oops, sorry. There we go. So these are, I just accidentally filtered to male punks, but we're going to put some females in there as well. There's 10,000 punks. The floor is around 400,000 US dollars right now, which is pretty crazy, but I really think there's a lot of upside potential still. So yeah, this is something I think is really cool. We're going to start the poll now. I just need to create it here. Give me 1 second. So the question is simply, would you like to participate? And remember that really what the strength of the vault is that any user can take a little position in this punk. So the community decides to buy punk 1000, and you may not have much capital that you're willing to risk on this, or you just you have a small amount of capital in the first place in crypto. You can go and buy $30. Well, that'd be ridiculous with gas fees right now, but maybe you could go buy $400 worth of exposure to punk. So that's what's kind of cool about this opportunity. And here, I'm just going to show my screen here. We got a lot of yeses, people wanting some exposure to CryptoPunks. So that's pretty cool. Only a few no's.
So Curtis, can we use it as our profile? Does everybody who owns a punk get to use it as their profile?
Yes, that's one thing. So we were thinking like we can just have this discussion in the community, but if we buy a CryptoPunk, we were thinking we could like take turns. All those that would like to like put it as their Twitter profile picture or whatever. Maybe we can have a week each with it or something like this. Something for future discussion. Or maybe Fassel ends up leaving it as his, or we have it integrated into the banner image for OptyFi on Twitter, and then maybe community members can put the banner image on their Twitter profile if they want. A bunch of different things that are possible of this.
I actually think this, if a group that strongly believes in a punk owns it, the value is going to go up.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
These will be,
yeah, that's
well,
really
I think just financially, whether you're not into punks or not, I think financially it's the blue chip NFT, and if there's a strong community behind it, I think the value, it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, this is really interesting price dimension, actually. I think you are right on that hypothesis. Okay, thanks, guys. That's just all the poll questions for today. So we're going to go through the responses after and pay attention to this feedback, give you guys some participation points. But now I'm going to pass it back to Thiago, who's going to explain to you what we'll be doing for like a quiz after the call and what the purpose of this quiz is as well.
Yeah, okay. So thank you, Curtis, for the presentation, for the poll. Well, we have a new pop for this week. I know some of you guys are here for it, but this week we have created some kind of funny game in order to distribute the POAP to our most dedicated community members. So this means basically I will share my screen now. We created a poll, a questionnaire with questions about our project. Most of the questions are really simple. So, for example, how to deposit this question to generate lucrative yields, OptyFi vaults assets are deposited into, name of OptyFi governance token, first chain where OptyFi will be deployed, and so on. We have basically 8 questions here. And in order to get the POAP, you have to answer correctly at least 6 of them. So I will send the link on the POAP channel. And basically, besides the quiz, you have also to add some kind of information so we can deliver you the POAP. So your Discord username, some kind of email, it or XDAI wallet address. Normally they are the same, where we will send you the POAP, and some kind of screenshot showing us you are here right now. Otherwise, we can't really know who's here. So if you're in the community call right now, please take a screenshot, that because in order to get the POAP, you will have to upload it to this form. This is just a way of getting some engagement, letting more users know a bit about our project, and distribute the POAP for those who are more interested in our project. Okay? So in this moment, in the POAP text channel, I just made a post explaining how to claim the POAP this week. I will pin it so you can find it easily. The questionnaire will be open for the next hour. So right now it's 2 p.m. Est, almost 2 p.m. Est. The questionnaire will be open until 3 p.m. Est, and then it will be closed. So you guys have basically 1 hour to find the right answers. Most questions are really easy. You will be able to find it in our docs, in our website, or in our Medium. And one more important thing is that besides distributing the POAP, this is an opportunity to join the Super 100 Club. So we will see emails, and this will count as a kind of points to our Super 100 group. So it's a pretty nice opportunity, and I invite everybody who's here today to join this small game with us.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, first, just to say a few things in conclusion, please complete the quiz. Also, any feedback, please send us feedback on the website and what changes you'd like to see, what could be improved, and so forth. Send those to Thiago. If you need a
So you're cutting out again, Faisal.
So we're not able to hear you again.
okay, you go ahead. Conclude.
Now you're back.
Actually, you're back, actually, if you wanted to keep talking.
Okay. I was just concluding the call saying, please complete the quiz. Our docs are not on the website. They're available at docs.opty.fi. We have a Medium publishing site as well on Medium. And then please send us some feedback on our websites, minor changes, especially what you'd like to see in the new website. And your feedback, again, will count towards your participation in qualifying for our Super 100 Club. And that's it. Any questions? Let's continue the conversation on Discord. Thank you very much for attending, and everybody have a nice weekend.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.